What's up, natural market? How you been? Paper chasing. I heard that. I can't get this thing to turn. Okay, I don't have a lot of time because I'm going to pick up my little ones. So I'm gonna make this a little quick, little impromptu chit chat. Tomorrow, viewing pleasure. What's happening? Checking in from DC. Got Detroit, DC. Feeling special. Said chasing. Great. I wish we were friends in real life. So much going on. Oh man, it's a lot going on everywhere. Telling you. So okay, real quick. So I'm loading I'm rendering a video right now to put on my other channel, my 720 astrology channel, and I'm talking about the full moon tomorrow at 6 degrees of Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. And one of the things Mars deals with is courage. Mars is also the god of war. But what's interesting right now is that Mars is in the sign opposite that which it rules. So Mars, uh, one of the signs it rules is Aries, and Mars is in the opposite sign of Libra at the time where the full moon is occurring in Aries. Meanwhile, we got tension in the air. I'm not going to try to go through the aspects, I'm just going to summarize it. We got tension building around resources and security in resources. And it will come to a head tomorrow with the full moon because the planet that rules security and resources, Venus, is going to be squaring Uranus, which is in the sign of security, Taurus. So, with the planet that deals with resources in discord, the planet that deals with courage and fight and assertiveness in detriment, I felt compelled to put out something regarding courage. Speaking to the potential that somebody may be questioning their themselves right now, doubting. Self-doubt can be a big thing right now for several reasons. One, because the planet of who I am is in detriment. May make us feel a little more less assertive, complacent, dependent, and swayed. And then if things crop up that kind of seem like a setback or a challenge, oh boy, that's just natural reason to further buy into the thing of, well, I can't, I'm not capable, I don't think I can. And you especially want to be careful about around associating with people because we got Libra in the mix, planet of relationship. Am I in association with anybody who's a dream killer, who plants seeds of doubt, who who is too worried about the scales getting tipped? Well, we shouldn't do that, and no, that just, no. What if it doesn't? Here's the thing right now that's really on the plate, big time. If you struggled before and you still alive, functioning, and well, now the last thing we want to do is have to go back and struggle. I know. I don't want to experience certain things that I've experienced in the past related to struggle, especially financial struggle. But on the flip side, when I check out of here off this earth, I want to be able to say I did it my way. I don't want to live my existence being scared. I don't want to live, which that ain't living. We just say just existing. I don't want to just survive being scared. I don't want to just survive playing it safe and never really doubling down on myself. So I'm gonna tell you what, I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of things, but I got faith in me. If I'm gonna bet on anything, if I'm gonna double down on anything, guess what it's gonna be? Me, not nobody's system, not no institution, not. I'm gonna double down on me first because at the end of the day, I have the most control over me. And at the end of the day, I got the most faith and trust in me. And so the reason I want to have this chat is because we're in an energy right now where it is um, conducive to doubting oneself. It's an energy that can play mind games, you know, especially if a little bit of tension shows up or something don't seem to be quite working out the way it should. Everything is ripe for promoting fear and contraction. And one thing about the human physiology is it is not set up to grow and contract at the same time. It has to choose. So this just like when you get scared and your blood moves into certain areas of the body and it leaves the areas that promote growth because that blood's got to be shifted to just pure survival. Adrenaline has to be pushed into the blood and we're not thinking about being hungry. And we know that food sustenance helps promote growth. When you're really scared, last thing you're thinking about is eating. That's just an example of how the body is, and as above, so below, as within, so without. The, it's not set up to be fearful and productive at the same time. Peace, Erica. Peace and prosperity to you too. That's good. I like the way you came in. That's me. Let me echo that. Peace and prosperity to everybody who is on and who may watch this later. Yeah, that's a good word right there. But fear. and growth cannot exist at the same time and in the same space. And so, conversely, or not conversely, but getting back to the full moon tomorrow, that's going to have the ruler of the full moon in detriment, which is Mars. The full moon is in Aries, and Mars is going to be in detriment. You know, two things can emerge. One, we can look backwards and go back towards what we think is comfortable, or we can become aggravated because of frustration around not feeling like we can carry out the initial mission that was started. And so, if you pay attention, I'm always talking about traffic. Pay attention to traffic. Pay attention to the news about violence tomorrow. And I'm gonna say that if we see an uptick, which I think we will, in violence and violent acts and just aggressiveness, part of it, I think, is the feeling of people that they don't have any control over their destiny. And that feeling of having a lack of control over destiny then creates this degree of angst because, we're talking about energy. Energy got to go somewhere. And if all that frustration about I can't control my destiny doesn't get positively channeled into doing something that pushes me toward my destiny, then it's going to get funneled somewhere else. And then what people do is they end up taking it out on each other, taking it out on somebody they live with, or taking it out on somebody in traffic or co-worker, because people are frustrated because they don't feel the ability to be, first of all, to know who they are, and then to be who they are, and then third, to act on who they are. To know it, to be it, and act on it. That third part is Mars. Mars is action. So if I'm not able to really act on who I see myself to be, then I don't even know who I am deep enough at the core. I am Mars again. Then it can become combustive. And for some, the combustion will be internal. They may not show it on the outside, but on the inside, it's a fire, just a furnace boiling because of not feeling the courage, the conviction, and the confidence to move through with something. Tomorrow can also be a time of confusion. Confusion. And part of when we're confused, it's not all bad to be confused. Because confusion, the word really means con with fuse together. Together with what? Everything. Because the confusion will come from Neptune. Neptune having a funny angle with the South Node. So that confusion can cause us to want to turn back. Natural Market said, I just did my budget today. As a single woman with no kids, I need to make $142,668 a year just to be okay. Something that I've learned about in regard to what you're saying and just my journey is the energy of letting go. And so You make this realization, I need to make such and such amount to break even. Now, this is how the old Jamal would approach what you just said. You know, I'm gonna break it down. How much is that a month? How much is that a week? And then I gotta come up with me a project right now to start generating some money. And I mean, I come up with something. I come up with something, some product or something. I remember when I was training, I can't we came up with this idea of six. I don't even want to say it. Somebody um basically it was a Saturday thing where we did 6 weeks, and we came up with this thing to bring in people and do basically like a boot camp. And it brought in like a few $1,000s. I don't know how much it was, but we needed, we were scuffling, had to come up with rent to pay at the gym. And, you know, but here's what time has taught me, that once I realized I got this thing staring me down, is what to become engulfed in whatever it is I love. And for you, Natural Market, that's all of your aroma, uh, um, aroma beauty, the candles, the luxury around it. And so for me, it's, let's just say my astrology business. I need to get more clients, such and such. So the thing you would think is, okay, I need to go out here and look at marketing and do some Facebook ads and such and such. But what I learned is I just engulf myself in just studying my craft. Now now what I tapped into was a higher level of manifestation. It's a level of trust. Not that I got to go in emergency mode and I got to figure out how I'm gonna generate this, but more so to take an action that shows the collective unconscious that I am ready to receive more. Because the more proficient I would become at my craft, the more ready I am to take on more. And in just over the past 2 months, 3 months, my knowledge has increased exponentially in my craft by letting go of directly trying to figure out how to generate and falling back into the actual just dealing with the love of what I'm doing. Just okay, I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna figure out that, and at the same time, making sure my business things are in order, doing all the clerical stuff, getting stuff. Because what I'm showing is that I'm creating a metaphysical womb to be impregnated. If I want more business, i.e., more money, then I got to be ready to receive. It's like when I got in the book. In the book, I got that section. It says preparing the vessel. The vessel has to be emptied out before it can receive. And so, doing those things that create that environment is emptying out, which is making space to receive. But and for example, I'm recording the video today, the full moon video. I go and look at my phone after I get done, and somebody has booked who contacted me like a month ago. And you think, okay, here's somebody BSing. People reach out, ask you 16,000 questions, and then disappear. But this guy's like, I finally found my birth certificate, and he just went on and booked the reading before he even reached out to me again. But my point is, at the time he booked, I was basically doing something that didn't really guarantee any money. I said, let me sit down. I'm gonna do a forecast for the full moon. I gotta make myself do this because I would much rather write. I rather write my blogs than sit down and record a video and well, this is gonna square that, but I got to start doing it. And that is a means of real deal shit manifestation. None of that bullshit, none of that, this is real deal shit. The metaphysical shit is real, but it's no bubblegum shit. You have to immerse yourself in the energy because it's a pool. The collective unconscious is a pool. You remember when you were young, you go to the pool and somebody piss in the pool? You're like, man, so and so peeing in the pool. And you like, nasty motherfucker, because everybody can end up getting some of that piss on them if just one person pees in the pool. Well, that's what the collective unconscious is. And sometimes by letting go of the angst around really making that what you want to make happen, you allow something to swim by in the pool. For me, some days I might be like, oh, I don't feel like going to work out. I'm frustrated. I'm just gonna go home. I need to brainstorm and make some shit happen. Like, nah. I'm going. My exercise is non-negotiable. I'm going. And sometimes I might get some inspiration or an idea while I'm working out. Then I got to pull my phone out and jot myself a note down. But what I'm doing is I allow the collective unconscious to have freedom to move because I put too many barriers and restraints on it by me trying to force some shit to happen. And I want I shit. I that's been my means of making things happen. My will is so strong. I'm gonna do this, but I have learned in my 40s, and I'm talking about latter 40s, the power of letting go. Peace, Raquel. The power of letting go. And that thing about let go and let God is real. Now we don't have to get into the religious thing, but at the core, let go and let God, that's real shit. But being able to let go in the right manner is key. Letting go and giving up, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about letting go of the need to see how the outcome is going to come about. That's what I'm talking about. So you must still keep your courage and your confidence and your sense of I am. You understand? You must still keep those things intact. And you must know when to engage. So let me give you some four, and this thing could be fleshed out a lot more. And I'm gonna do it. I'm see if I can remember this. This hit me, this inspiration. It was 4 steps to bringing something into reality. Imagination slash visualization. That's one. You gotta imagine or see it. Two, initiation. That's Mars. Mars is the planet of initiation. And so really, 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 what this the full moon is really kind of showing us the results of did we initiate something properly on March 21st when we had the new moon. But either way, two is assertion. Three is disengagement. And that's what I'm talking about right now. My means of manifestation used to be I can imagine something, I can get inspiration, and then I'm gone. I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on it. And that's why I don't, that's another subject. I won't go down that. But either way, I'm on it. It took me 40 something damn years to finally learn about the power of the third part, which is disengagement. And that is once you have taken certain steps, then you got to kind of let it go and give it room to breathe and grow. The fourth step is re engagement. And that's where your intuition comes in and lets you know when it's time to get back on the horse. You must first see it. You must then take action. You can't live in constant imagination and visualization. That's bullshit. Nothing ever happens. So you gotta damn take some initiative at some point, which is where we're talking about the courage shit again. And then once you do that and you do it the right way, not sloppy, not half-assed, but you put the right initial step, then the universe is gonna make you disengage. You're gonna have to disengage and let it grow. And then you're gonna get that feeling at the right time. Oh, it's time to strike again. And you re-engage. And that's the shit. So when we have hard aspects like we got right now, tomorrow, and even through the first week, like October is gonna be, it's gonna be something. The test is gonna be like we used to say in football, gut check. It's gut check time. You down on the goal line, you playing defense. Thank you, Raquel. We down on the goal line, balls on the 2 yard line, and they trying to score. Gut check time. Or it's fourth quarter, we on the 15-yard line, and we got to drive 85 yards and score. Gut check time. So, are you going to forfeit your dreams, your goals, your abilities, your talents, and then run the risk of living your life in regret? You know, one of the greatest compliments, and I'm about to finish this. One of the greatest compliments my old man gave me. One was when he told me he thought I was a better writer than him, which is that that's my hero, my mentor. To say that, like, wow. And the other thing was he said, boy, you got courage. It's like you're not afraid to take a chance. My old man had a chance to work for USA Today when we were children, and he was basically afraid to go to Philadelphia. And he said, I was afraid that y'all might, get into trouble and just the environment. And but he admitted later on he was scared. He had a chance to go and work for Greensboro News and another opportunity. And my mother was scared. And she said she told him, I ain't gonna be able to find no job down there, and let that opportunity go. And so before he passed, he would always tell me just how proud he was of the fact I wasn't scared to take a chance. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have failed so many motherfucking times, so many times I have failed. But one thing about me that I'm thankful, I have Pluto trine my sun. Pluto is a planet of regeneration. It taketh away, then it giveth. you know, so I'm one who can disappear and come back something new. But the thing is, you have to suffer. So I've suffered a lot of ills, you know. but I come back. And my point of saying this is this. Don't be afraid to take a gamble on yourself. I mean this shit. I will, I'm gambling on Jamal first before any motherfucking thing else. If you don't learn that motherfucking shit before you check out of here, you are lost. Now, some of my gambles were ill advised. But at the core, I'm gambling on me. I'm betting on me. Now that I have no regrets about. They might put shit out in the news tomorrow. And over the next few days in early October, something to shake people up. Let's just keep our eyes open. Know who the fuck you are. Don't let no motherfucker talk doubt into your head. And don't you be the motherfucker talking doubt into your head. Well, I can't, and it's not the right time, and all that fucking horse shit. There's enough negative motherfuckers around you in this world that your help is not needed. For the past, and what's up? I am that I am. Love that name. So I'm glad I caught this motherfucker. Glad you're here. For the past 5 years, I've been a big proponent of humility. I want to be clear on what I've always meant by this. I never meant that means to be nobody's throw rug. Never. My mother's a Virgo, my father a Leo. So my mama is big on the work and service, and I don't wanna have no fanfare. So that's part of that influence of, and keeping your ego in check. Okay. My dad is a Leo. So I've said this often. He created a mythology around our name, Robinson, to where I thought anybody, shit, to this day, I still feel if you got that name, you got some juice, because he ingrained that mythology in our head. Robinson is special. He was like, shit, I know you can do it. You got my blood in you, you know. That's that arrogance. That arrogance. You got to have a little bit of that shit. You can't be around here fucking, you know, walk around with your shoulders all rounded and all. "Oh, I don't want to seem too confident." Fuck that shit. Because the assholes in this world will put their foot up your ass. Black, white, whatever. And watch you starve. All that Messiah shit out the window. All that martyrdom out the window. And this is that dance between how can I be humble and confident? We tend to think that the two can't exist. I call bullshit because I'm living proof. I'll tell you that I'm great. Fuck the dumb shit. I'm not sitting around here to try to make somebody else feel comfortable. I've done that too much in my life, too long. God damn it, I'm great. I do great shit. Everything I build is great. But on the same time, I have compassion, and I'm not going to come and put it in your face. So there's a difference between boasting and being confident. Knowing your fucking worth is not boasting. That's confidence. And you better have some of that motherfucking shit. Excuse my Moorish Latin. You better have it. And if you don't have it, you better learn how to put your shit on discipline mode because discipline creates confidence. So I'm not giving you some empty words. I'm telling you, if you don't feel it, this is how you get it. You find something and you do it over and over and over again. And discipline and structure will create confidence. And then that will further bolster your courage to do shit that maybe at one time you didn't think you could do. All right. It's enough cussing and hollering on here. Understand this, at the end of the day, everything that I try to do comes from a place of ultimately love. It might come out a little harsh, but at the end of the day, I try to be an asset and not a liability. And you got enough people in your life that might cast doubt, even though I'm cussing and stuff on here. At the core, I'm telling you to know thyself, to love thyself, and to trust thyself, and to act accordingly. Because let's keep it real, the world we're in is counter to those things. If you're not already, go over to my other channel, 720 Astrology, subscribe. When I get back home later, I'm going to post that video on the full moon. Full moon will be at 4:58 a.m. tomorrow morning, Texas time, at Central Standard Time. You can make the adjustments for whatever time zone you in. And if you need to holler at me, if you want to get to know thyself better, holler at me, 720astrology.com. Email info@720astrology.com. Peace.